In this video, we're going to look at how to use the preparation time for the GCSE Speaking exam role-play task really effectively. So, first you need to make sure that you've read the blurb at the beginning. This tells you what the setting is and how you should speak to the examiner. So here it says, your teacher will play the part of your Mexican friend and will speak first. You should address your friend as tú. So here you know that it's a kind of fairly standard setting and that you're in an informal situation. Sometimes the setting could be a shop or a hotel or a restaurant or a travel agent. So make sure you read this bit to know where you're supposed to be, and then read this bit to know if you need to be formal or informal. Then we're going to have a look at the role play itself. So, before we start looking at this role play, we're going to prepare our sheet. Remember that you'll get a sheet on which to write your notes, and that you can take these notes into the exam with you and basically use it like a script. So we're going to divide the sheet into two. If you don't have a ruler with you on the day, it doesn't matter. On the first side, we're going to write what I need to do. On the second side, we're going to write what I will say. And this side is the side that acts as your script. So, let's go back to the role play. All role plays have 5 bullet points. So we're going to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on our sheet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, I've got massive handwriting, so I've left lots and lots of space for my notes. If you have neater, tidier handwriting, then you will leave less space. I'm going to repeat that on this side. Now, I'm going to check where the exclamation mark is and where the question mark is. So, as it says on here, when you see the exclamation mark, this is when you have to respond to something that you have not prepared. This is your unpredictable question. In this case, it's on the 3rd bullet point, but sometimes it's in different places. So next to number 3, I'm going to write the exclamation mark on both sides. This is to help me remember, when it comes to the actual exam, not to panic and to know that something is coming that I haven't prepared. Otherwise, sometimes pupils get confused and start giving their answer for number 4. Next to this, I'm going to use a different colour pen, a little thing to help me. I've written, repite por favor, and this is what I'm going to say, repeat please, if I get stuck. So if the examiner asks me something here that I don't understand, or if I think I've understood, but I'm not 100% sure, I'm going to say this just to make sure, so that when I give my answer, it's of high quality. Now let's look at the question mark. The question mark, obviously, means that you have to ask a question. But the important thing to remember is that your question needs to be about the prompt, so the words that come after it. You can't just ask a random question. So, in this case, the question is in point 5. So we're going to write our question mark in point 5. In this case, the question is about actor favorito. I'm going to go straight ahead here and put that I need to ask a question about so that's the examiner, favourite actor. So I know that that's what I'm doing for part 5. Okay, now let's go back to the role play. So it says, estás hablando con tu amigo mexicano, tu amiga mexicana, sobre el cine. So the topic here is the cinema. That's going to help us with the rest of the bullet points. The first bullet point says, tipo de película preferido, favourite type of film. So here I need to say what my favourite type of film is. Okay, second bullet point. This says, ver películas en el cine o en casa, tu preferencia y una razón. So, watching films at the cinema or at home, your preference and a reason. And they've put that in bold, so we know that's really important. So here I need to say, if I prefer, so, say, if I prefer to watch films cinema or at home, and the extra thing here is and why. And I'm going to underline that so that I don't forget it later. The third one we know is the exclamation mark. We're going to not worry about that for now. Looking at the fourth bullet point, it says, Tu opinión sobre la comida en el cine, un detalle. Your opinion about food in the cinema, one detail. So there I need to give my opinion about food in the cinema. And only one detail here. So, now I'm ready to start writing my actual script. So, for number 1, I need to say my favourite type of film. This is a really nice bullet point here because we can simply copy quite a lot of the words from the bullet point. So, I'm going to start with my, which we know in Spanish is mi. Then I'm going to copy the words from the bullet point here. Tipo, type, de película o film. Preferido, favorite. Es, las películas de horror. Because it doesn't say una razón, I'm not going to worry about giving a reason. Remember that the role play is quite short and sweet. Second bullet point, I need to say if I prefer to watch films at the cinema or at home and why. So I'm going to start with I prefer, prefiero, and now again I'm going to copy words from this lovely helpful bullet point. So I'm going to start with to watch, ver, en el cine, and now I need to remember to give a reason because I wrote here why and underlined it. So I'm going to say dado que as a nice way of saying because. It is more emocionante. Okay, then we've got our unpredictable question. We're going to ignore that for now and look at bullet point 4. So for bullet point 4, I need to give my opinion about food in the cinema. I'm going to say the food in the cinema, and again, I can simply copy a lot of the words from the bullet point. La comida en el cine es muy cara. The food in the cinema is very expensive. Finally, I have to ask a question, and I have to make sure that my question is about their favourite actor. So I'm going to ask my examiner, who is their favourite actor? I'm going to start with my nice question word who, which is quién, es. I'm going to just check whether I need to use tú or usted. Here it's tú, actor favorito. And now this can act as my script that I can take into the exam and be really, really successful.